This trade that I'll analyze in this video is the last trade for the year 2024, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you who has been through with me in this journey in 2024. I could remember I began with 375 subscribers, and today I have over 2,675 subscribers. I want to say a big thank you to every one of you who have subscribed, liked, and shared my video. Thank you so much. Today's video is going to be me analyzing AUDJPY, the trade that I'll be taking this week. But before going into that, if you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Divine and I'm a forex trader. What I basically do on this channel is document how I trade and as well show you the mindset behind my strategy. If you want to be second like this, I want you to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment. I'll be right back. I'm going to be analyzing AUDJPY in today's video, and I'm going to be showing you everything step by step, right? The first step we always want to take is to simply understand direction and the key level of where price is coming from and where price is going to. That means if you want to know what the first thing to do, we want to simply understand direction, where is price coming from and where is price going to. And for us to identify direction, we want to simply identify direction on the daily time frame. On the time frame, we're looking for two things: direction and key levels, right? Direction tells us where price is coming from and where price is going to. The key levels tell us at the point where price is going to continue or price is going to reverse from. And for us to identify those two things, we want to simply zoom in properly and see the overall picture of the market. That means we want to zoom everything properly and see the low and the highs of the market. In this case here, if you look closely, I've zoomed in completely and I can see that this place is simply the low and this place is simply a high. Our interest now is to understand the support and resistance that was created from this low to this high. And for us to do that, we want to simply use our trend line to draw that this point is simply going to be our what? Resistance. And here is likely going to be our what? Support. Now in this case here, we have identified the support, we have identified the resistance. Our interest now is to simply interpret this support and resistance and know where price is likely going to be going to. In this case here, what we can see clearly is that support has turned towards a resistance. That means price most likely will be going to the downside. That means we want to be looking for an opportunity or a point where we should likely sell from to continue to where price is simply going to. And for us to do that, we want to simply identify key levels that was created on this support and on this resistance. Now, if you look closely here, this place is simply a key level that was created on this resistance, and this place is also a key level that was created, right? And again, here is also a key level, the point where price is simply acting as a what? Resistance. Now we're able to identify three key levels on this particular pair, right? And we're going to be using these key levels to understand at what point we're going to likely sell from or at what point we're going to buy from. But the whole thing here is telling us that we're going to sell, but we have to identify a point we're going to likely sell from on the 4 hours time frame. That means on the 4 hours time frame, for us to know the point we're going to likely sell from, we want to simply go to the 4 hours time frame and identify two things, right? Remember, here on the time frame, we identify two things: direction and key levels. Here on the 4 hours time frame, we're also identifying two things: what? Supply and demand zones and market structure. Now, for us to understand market structure, we want to simply understand market structure from this point of key level and this point of key level because they are the most recent key levels, right? We want to simply see how price move from this key level to this key level and know if price is going to continue to the next point of key level or price is simply going to go to the support key level. And for us to do that, we want to simply use market structure to understand that. And let me use this brush to identify the market structure. As you can see, when price got to this point, price gave us a low, a high, a low, a high, and this place is currently a low. Now, our interest now is simply to understand how price has behaved at this low here, because here it's acting as a low, and this place is also acting as our what? Key level. That means our interest now is simply on this key level and on this low. We want to simply identify the supply and demand zones that were created on this particular key level and on this low. All right, let me zoom out properly so we'll see the bigger picture. Remember, our interest now is to simply understand the supply and demand zone that was created from this high to this low at this point here. And if we were to do that, we can simply see that this point is simply our first point of supply. Here is simply a point of supply, and another point of supply is simply here. Here is another point of supply, and again, here is also a point of supply. That means on the 4 hours time frame, we are able to identify 3 supply zones, right? We are able to identify 3 supply zones that likely we're going to sell from, because day time frame is telling us to go to the downside. But remember, we have to look for a point that we want to sell from. And here we're able to identify 3 supply zones. That means if we're going to sell, we're going to likely sell from any of these supply zone here, this one or this one. We don't know the one yet, but we can be able to tell that on the 1 hour time frame. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, we are also looking for 2 things. The first thing is to simply refine these zones to become a POI, and as well identify liquidity. And for us to identify liquidity, or for us to define this zone to become a POI, we want to simply interpret, or want to simply refine this first supply zone here. And if you look closely, price was supposed to react from this supply zone here because everything was good for price to react, and most likely price failed this place, causing a what? A change of character. That means this place is simply acting as a change of character, right? And let's refine the next POI here. Sorry, the next supply zone here. If I to refine the next supply zone, this place is going to likely be the next supply zone for us, right? And let's refine this other one here. If I to refine it, likely this place is going to likely be our POI. That means our interest now is simply for price to come to this place and we'll sell, or for price to come to this place and we'll sell. Remember, price is simply in a downtrend on the daily time frame. Now, for us to know if we're going to sell from this place, we want to simply identify liquidity and use liquidity to know how we're going to enter this trade or not. In this case here, this is the next POI that price is likely going to react from, and price have also induced liquidity at this point here. As you can see, there's liquidity at this point here, right? Price has given us liquidity at this point here. That means there's chances that price is likely going to, sell from this particular level here because of liquidity that price has induced. But that's not enough reason for us to simply what? Sell, right? Now, because price having this liquidity here, I want to also understand how price behaves since price caused a change of character at this point here, right? And when price did that, price gave us this low. Price gave us this low, right? And remember, this place is liquidity point, and here's also acting as a high, right? Here's also acting as a high because price caused a change of character at this point here, came back to this point and gave us a break of structure. Our interest now is to simply understand how price has behaved from this point to this point on the 15 minutes time frame. Then we can know if we're going to wait for price to simply buy to this place, or price is likely going to sell down for price to continue to buy on the 15 minutes time frame. Now, on the 15 minutes time frame, our interest now is simply on this particular low and on this high here. Now, if you look closely here, price also induced liquidity at this point here. That means there's buy side liquidity and there's also sell side liquidity. For us to know if we're going to buy or we want to sell, we want to simply wait for price to open tomorrow, being Monday, and do any of these 2 things I'm going to say in this video. If price does this, then we can know if you can buy, or if price does the other one, we can know if you can sell, right? Now, in this case here, price has induced both buy side liquidity and as well sell side liquidity. For us to know if you're going to buy or if you're going to sell, I want to simply wait for price to open tomorrow, be Monday, and if price start coming to the downside, that means if price starts selling to the downside without taking out the first liquidity here, then we can look for a buy opportunity to the upside. Let me recap that again. That for us to know if you're going to buy, if price open tomorrow, be Monday, we want to simply see price sell to the downside and at least sell to this point here. Sell to this point right here. Then we can look for a buy opportunity to the upside. Our stop loss is going to be on this swing low here, and our take profits is going to be at this level here, right? Which is simply a 1:3 risk to reward, meaning that this place is likely not going to hold, and price might likely use the next POI to sell, right? That means if price open tomorrow and fail to take out this liquidity that is induced already at this particular POI and start going for this liquidity here, then price is likely going to buy to the next point of POI. right? Now, if price open tomorrow being Monday and price start buying to the upside, taking out the liquidity first and reacting to this particular POI, then I'm going to be looking for a sell opportunity to the downside. That will be all for this video. I will see you on the next one. Peace.